This is a Wisecam. And for the longest time, there wasn't much competition for the Wisecam. But now one company, TP-Link, wants to go head-to-head with Wyze. Check it before you wreck it. What's up, my fellow geeks? Good to see you. I'm Kirk, and this is the TP-Link Tapo C120. It's a Wi-Fi enabled wireless security camera that can work indoor or outdoor, and it goes head-to-head with the Wyze camera, both on pricing and on features. Feature to feature, there's a lot similar between these two cameras. In fact, the price is nearly identical for the Tapo camera compared to the Wyze as well. But there are some things where TP-Link claims they've got the one-up compared to the Wyze camera. I'm gonna take this to the table, get this thing unboxed, and give you a close-up look at the TP-Link Tapo C120 wireless camera. Here it is, guys, a security camera from TP-Link called the Tapo C120, a direct competitor to the Wyze cams. No question, that's who they're gunning for here. Some of the features really display that: superior Starlight color night vision, free smart AI detection. It's free on here, you got to pay for it on Wyze. IP66 water resistance, again, color night vision with spotlights. See the two spotlights there on the front of the camera? It's a 2K camera. On the side, it says f1.6 large aperture, talks about the two-way audio, the color night vision, the discrete night vision, the IR LED. A lot of the same features that we've seen on the Wyze cameras. Here's a list of all the stuff that comes inside the box. You've got the works with Google Home and Alexa icons, the App Store icon, the Google Play icon, to be expected. On the back, what you have here is some pictures showing some of that night vision video, color night vision. Again, a feature we've seen on the Wyze cameras that we've grown to love. 2K QHD, discrete night vision with IR LED, two-way audio, smart AI detection, which again is included. You don't have to pay extra for that. Local and cloud storage. You will pay for the cloud storage. Local storage with that SD card is free. Color night vision, customizable block zones, and an alarm system built in as well when it picks up on certain sounds. On the other side, you've got the model number here, you've got the video resolution, 2560 by 1440, two-way audio, the night vision specs, the wireless protocol specs. It does use 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, heads up, just in case you don't have that or you don't have that turned on. And it has IP66 waterproof rating for mounting this thing outside. So you can tell, just again, those features and even the look of it, it is gunning for the Wyze cameras. TP-Link is ready to compete directly in price and in features. Let's pull out the knife and get this thing cut open. It's got plastic on it. Let's get this cut open and unboxed so we can see what comes inside the box of the Tapo C120 camera. All right, opens up from the side. Let's slide this out and see what's inside. We've got a little recycled cardboard container here. And there it is. All the goods, of course, on the top, to be expected. A quick start guide, probably pretty typical stuff here. Oh, we've got a couple of goodies inside here. This looks like some sort of mounting guide, maybe like a sticker. Yeah, for mounting and drilling your screws, so you can mark those screws before you drill them. A GNU license notice, and then again, a quick start guide that shows you how to mount it, how to turn it on. Very basic stuff here. How to plug it into the wall if you can't figure that out. How to put the SD card in if you can't figure that out. Maybe you shouldn't have this camera. Just my opinion. All right, so what's inside here? We've got a little power brick. This is very, very typical stuff. What's interesting is that these power bricks, Wyze does the same thing. They don't include any sort of waterproofing on the power brick itself. You can see the power brick specs if you care right there. Outputs 1 amp at 5 volts. They don't put any sort of waterproofing gasket where you plug the USB into the power brick. That's interesting. So here is the cable, the actual USB power cable, and it is 3 meters long, so it's quite long, and I appreciate that. When you buy a camera, the power cable should be long. Some of these companies have put 3 or 5 foot cables in. That doesn't make any sense. You need something longer, so TP-Link, we appreciate that. Here are your drywall anchors and some screws, as well as some little holders, things you can screw in to hold the wiring, which is nice. Carton's empty. We've got the camera itself, and let's pull the plastic off here. It looks like, oh, there's something here. Oh, these are mounting mounts. Mounting mounts. These are like mounting plates. That's the words I'm looking for. It's a, let me open it up here so you can see what it looks like. One of them is a metal plate that you actually screw into your wall, and it's actually pretty thick, pretty tough metal, painted metal, white, which is cool too. So it screws into the wall, and then the camera sticks to that. And this looks like an adhesive metal plate that you can stick on the wall, and then the camera itself will stick to that. So let's open up the camera itself, and it's quite small. It's interesting. It does feel pretty compact. Honestly, very similar to the Wyze, but almost more compact because it's round instead of square. You've got the speaker on the back there. You've got your USB-C port on the side here. This is where we put our micro SD card in. I want to make sure I open this right. I don't want to jack this thing up before I even get a chance to turn it on. So yeah, we open it up from the bottom. There's a little kind of like a slot there. And there's where the micro SD card slot goes in. Looks like a reset button is in there as well. Pretty typical stuff here. It's got the rubber gasket to make sure you don't get water in there. And there's the camera itself. It opens up. You've got the little base that kind of pops down. And let me... Oh, so rewarding. My favorite part. Pulling the plastic off. Look at that. There's your lens. You've got a couple of floodlights there as well. And let's take a closer look at the base here. Tapo, the brand icon on there. And you've got that kind of movable base there. But the camera looks nice. It looks like what we'd expect. Again, it's almost like a round Wyze camera, don't you think? To the back again, that's the speaker, that's the USB-C port. You see those floodlights. You've got an indicator light maybe above the camera, and then it looks like your microphone below the camera. I need a manicure, don't I? I sure do. So look at the base here. It really is, again, it's not like the Wyze because the Wyze has more of that squarish look, but it has the same kind of movement, so you can adjust the camera in the same kind of way. If you think they didn't take any cues from the Wyze folks, well, then you'd be way off because they definitely took some cues from the Wyze folks. But I like it, and I like that Wyze now has some competition. This is from TP-Link. This is the Tapo indoor-outdoor home security Wi-Fi camera. It's a 2K indoor-outdoor camera. It's called the Tapo C120, and now the fun begins. I got to get this thing plugged in and test this out, put it to the test, and see how it works, how it compares to the Wyze cameras.
So what do you think? Would you consider the TP-Link Tapo C120 instead of a Wyze camera? I will say feature for feature, the cameras are almost identical. And what I did notice is the biggest difference between the two is that the AI detection of pets and people and faces and objects is included with the Tapo camera without a subscription required, whereas the Wyze camera requires you to have a subscription to use those AI features. Now, you will need a subscription on the Tapo to use cloud storage. You can record locally to an SD card on both of these cameras, but if you want cloud storage on the Tapo, you need a subscription. Same with the Wyze. And I do want to point out the subscription on the Wyze camera is more affordable than the subscription for a single camera on the TP-Link camera. I think that's important to point out for anybody planning on getting that subscription because over the course of a year or two, those costs can add up. Now, I want to know what you think, guys. Put those comments below. Let me know what questions you have about the C120 camera, and make sure you subscribe and like this video because I've got a review of this camera coming up. I've got a lot more cool tech videos, unboxings, reviews. That's what we do here on Tech It Before You Wreck It. I'm Kirk.